Okay, at this time, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. We have one slight recommended modification to the agenda before we adopt it. We have our TKers coming in and want to do our school program highlight before we do our general public comment period. So if it's okay with the board, I'd like to recommend that we make that modification to the agenda. So with that, is there a motion to adopt the agenda with that modification?
This is Eve. I move that we adopt the agenda as modified.
This is Etta. I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. I'll go ahead and identify the closed session topics of discussion. Closed session item A, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9, subdivision D2. Closed session item B, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9 D1. Closed session item C, public employee discipline, dismissal, release complaint, Government Code Section 54957. Closed session item D, conference with labor negotiators, Government Code Section 54957.6, California School Employee Association, Chapter 320. And closed session item E, conference with labor negotiators, Government Code Section 54957.6, employee organizations, Orinda Education Association. And with that, I guess we're moving into my recognition.
Yes. Well, hello. Yeah, I'll start with that. Thank you, Hillary. So before we go into the annual reorganization, because it is December, we are not changing the board, luckily, this year, which is great. But we did want to recognize our outgoing president, Miss Hillary Weiner, and we just wanted to say a couple of words about Hillary before she moves into a different role. And I just want to say how grateful we are, and on behalf of the staff, for your leadership and for your partnership. That we're ensuring that we're always making sure that we're making decisions with the students' interest as the focus. And I will say the role of a president always goes far beyond leading just these meetings, but I will say you do that exceptionally well. And it goes not just to how well do you lead the meeting, but it is what we actually do with these meetings. And if you haven't followed these meetings in a long time, we've actually expanded what kind of agenda items we put on and bring to the community, what sort of interest items we bring in front of our parents and community members. And that's thanks to your leadership, because it is really important of what we bring here in front of the board and what the board discusses in front of our parent community that may not be here live or may be here live or is viewing via live stream. So I really appreciate that partnership in the feedback that you provide to the staff or suggestions you bring in and have brought on during this last year that we've worked together. So we're very grateful for that. We've expanded the types of topics, yet kept the meetings very streamlined in how we run them very successfully and so on. So really appreciate that. And the role is much more, as I mentioned, as you have presided, very importantly, as this board has undergone tremendous change with 3 board members joining the board. And that is a tremendous challenge for a board president. And with ongoing trainings, of a still, newish superintendent, onboarding of the new board members, the new handbook, the new goals, the strategic directions, the passing of the parcel tax, the building of the new bond buildings. Those are really huge landmark leadership decisions. And we are so grateful for how you've partnered with the staff and for the support you've shown us in letting us have our expertise, really in letting us show our expertise and lead the district, and we truly appreciate that. So we're true, and you've actually, as we talk with our staff and we've heard from our teachers, they always talk about recruitment and retention of our staff. And it's for that parcel tax that we're able to be competitive. So we appreciate your leadership with that. And I know they are as well. So we're truly grateful that this is not a goodbye. And hopefully it's not for a long time. And we want to make sure and say thank you for this tremendous leadership. I know that this is not your first gavel. But maybe you can have a big collection of gavels. This is just a second one in the collection of gavels. This is just a big hint from the staff. But this is a gavel for those that don't know. It's a much cleaner gavel than this one, not as worn, with an engraving, right, of your years of service as a president. And we really appreciate that. And this is just a little. So thank you so much. And I know if there are any words from our board members, this would be the time.
Well, Hillary and I have had the pleasure of working together since we were both elected in 2016. But as Aida said, your leadership has been tremendous always, and your commitment to the district and your hard work and your friendship and just the ability to work so well with so many different people, and truly grateful for all that you've brought to Orinda. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you, Hillary. Big thank you to you for your friendship, leadership, mentorship during this first year of mine on the board. It's been a tremendous honor serving with you. I know you're not going anywhere, but
Thank goodness.
I just want to give you your flowers now, as we are all saying. And I really appreciate all that you've done to forge a path for us and in making this a very cohesive governing leadership team. So thank you for everything.
Thank you.
And a lot of the things have already been said, but I actually just wanted to additionally stress that I really appreciate you making us all feel very welcome. And, taking the time to make sure within all the Brown Act appropriate, rules, but to build a human connection and be able, which makes it much easier to have, conversations about lots of, very complex and, topics that we're dealing with here. And I appreciate the amount of outreach and just connection and listening that you've done. And so thank you for all of that, in addition to all the other things that have been said.
Thank you.
Ditto. You've been such a patient leader, transitioning with a lot of new people this year, and I really appreciate that. You've been a great mentor, and you're organized and you're knowledgeable, and we're really lucky to have you. First of all, as the president this past year, but also just on this board, and the whole community should be very grateful to have you on board. Thank you.
Thank you. It's truly been my honor to serve this community and to lead with all of you, with you as our superintendent, with all of our wonderful district staff. And, I was reflecting on this past year and what's been different. Obviously, having 3 new faces at the table here. And it's really been my greatest joy this year to really help try to build this team and build our relationships. And I'm so proud of where we've come from last December when you 3 were sworn in, and and excited to see where this board is going to go in the future, and just the work of the district. I feel like we're heading in a really positive direction, and it's been my honor to help lead that effort. And I hope I contribute more during my time on this board, and just grateful.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you, Hillary. Really appreciate it. And with that.
Okay, with that, somebody else gets to take my seat.
I will, yes. Well, for a moment now, I will take the next couple agenda items. So the board is required to hold an annual organization meeting, and that's to be held within the first couple of weeks of December. So what we're asking before we go into the election of the president is to see if there's any public comment on the annual reorganization. And it doesn't look like there's any public comment, so I'll go ahead and move into the item 3C. And item 3C is we're going to be conducting an election of the position of the president of the Board of Trustees. So we are seeking for nomination, and the president will serve in this position until this same meeting in December of next school year, or 2024. So I guess I'm asking if there is a nomination for the president of the.
I'd like to nominate Cara Huxley as president.
Okay, great.
I would like to second that.
All right. And all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We unanimously have you all president. All right.
Welcome.
Pass on the gavel.
Pass on the gavel.
We will
We'll
move
move things around later. But
We will move after the closed session. Okay, President Hoxie, you
All
are
right.
on for 3D.
Great. Well, next we're going to conduct the election for the position of vice president by seeking nominations from the board members. The vice president will also serve until the annual reorganization in December of 2024. So I would like to request a motion for the office of vice president.
Sure. I move that we nominate Anna Coleman for the position of vice president.
I will second that as well.
Great. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Together.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's great. And then item E, we need to appoint the secretary of the Board of Trustees, and that is always the superintendent. So is there a motion to appoint our superintendent as the secretary to the board?
No action needed
No
actually by ed
action needed,
code.
no motion
Yep.
required, sorry.
Yep, that's okay.
Great. So then we're on item F. Part of the annual reorganization meeting, we shall adopt a new certification of signatures resolution. So the original has to be filed with Contra Costa County Office of Education. So is there a motion to approve resolution 24-13, the certificate of signatures?
This is Hillary. I move that we approve the resolution 24-13 certificate of signatures.
This is Ed, I second.
It's a roll
Roll
call.
call, yes.
Okay, we're out of order now. Trustee Hogan,
Aye.
trustee Phillips,
Aye.
vice president Collins Coleman, president Hoxie,
Aye.
and trustee Meaner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Great. So the next item is the schedule of regular board meetings for the year. As part of the annual reorganization meeting, the board shall develop a schedule of regular meetings for the year, and that has been attached for everyone. So has everyone had a chance to see it? Does anyone have any changes or questions?
And I just want to remind the board that we did actually approve all the way through June 3rd, and we just added June 10th, and we just added the board meetings August through December.
October, November.
Yes, so.
I don't have any changes. I just wanted to comment at how many shifts there are in this,
I know.
and I know that perhaps something to look at for next year is if there's some other schedule that makes more sense, so it's more consistent in terms of remaining on the
Sure.
second Monday. Because it shifted almost every month due to holidays or,
And it shifted either during spring break or holidays,
Holidays, right?
right? So, yeah, we can look at if maybe start next year, it's the second or
if
whatever.
there's something else. that
More
makes-
consistent
yeah.
monthly
I mean,
meeting.
December, I know
Sure.
we have to have it at a
Sure.
certain time to get
Yes.
in certain months, but just feel like this year in particular was more.
So if there's agreement on the schedule, would someone like to make a motion to approve the regular board meeting schedule for this year?
This is Ed, I move that we approve the schedule of regular board meetings for this year.
This is Katie, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, motion carries. So next we have the board member assignments. This was a discussion and they were also sent around so everyone could see them. I didn't know if there were.
Yeah, I'll make just a couple comments on this. So Angel sends the form for the interest. We try our best, because we can't all discuss it at the same time. So this is really a discussion, but happy to make some changes as we usually actually make some changes in a meeting to these. And one of the suggestions actually in looking back would be that possibly we do make a couple of changes. For example, I think we maybe a safety committee or we only have one meeting left. So I don't know if maybe leaving Katie there and starting with the new cycle.
That's great.
Possibly just to finish out because so then we're not, is that okay with?
Yeah, that's preferable,
And I
I
think
think,
I'm not
because
sure
we're in the
that
middle of the
Finish
steering
the year.
committee.
Yeah.
Right, so then and so I'm not sure that there's any other, I think all the other committees were unchanged,
The 2 by
correct?
2. and
The
that's
2x2 change.
Usually because it's the board president and one other.
Right. And I do actually think for going forward, I think the 2x2 committee should possibly be listed somewhere to say board president and then
One other.
one other, but it's nice to have continuity on there.
Okay. We can actually change that now too. So
Right.
board president plus one member, and then we'll update the safety committee. Okay.
So there's a 2x2 next week, Cara.
Excellent.
Oh, I thought we canceled that. Okay.
No, it's
No.
canceled.
Oh, it
I think
is?
it's canceled.
I think it was canceled, right?
But it was
It's
canceled.
my calendar.
January.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, never mind.
Updating schedules. Okay, so I don't think this item actually requires any
No.
action.
No, but we'll send it around.
But we'll send it around, okay. And then the last part of the board reorganization is the discussion of the handbook. And this is for action. We've had this a couple of times and made some revisions to it. I don't know if anyone has any comments on it at this time.
And I can just make a comment of what the changes were. First of all, there was grammatical and tone changes. So I know Hillary, as the president, looked through them. I made a couple of changes based on the comments, actually made sure that the goal was aligned to requirements and what was discussed during the 11th of September meeting. And then thanks to Dr. Brian Inglesby and his eagle eye, he made some final changes to he was the final editor as well, because we needed some fresh eyes too. So, but please let us know if there's anything else that needs to be updated.
It's great.
We think we
Okay,
captured all.
good. Yeah, no, I went through it and tried to update.
It looks so much better.
Okay,
good.
Yeah.
Much better.
It does.
Okay.
So with that, would anyone like to make a motion to adopt the handbook?
I'll move that we adopt the handbook. This is Hillary.
This is Eve. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. So that passes, and I believe that takes us to the public comment period on closed session items, or did we do that already?
Yes.
Okay. So the Board of Trustees requests that individuals who would like to address the Board of Trustees in person on a closed session item do so by filling out a request to address the OUSD School Board and turning it into the superintendent prior to the agenda item. Cards are available at the meeting. Comments are limited to not more than 3 minutes. Groups are asked to limit their comments to a total of 5 minutes. The board shall limit the total time of public comment on closed session items to 20 minutes. To comply with the Brown Act, the board may listen to comments from the speakers, but can neither discuss nor take action on the issues presented.
We have no
I see
public comment.
No public comment. Great. So then at this time, we're ready to adjourn into closed session.
Great.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.